This week on Worldwide Gaming.
We have my review of Charter Light. We look at the top 10 strategy games. We have an interview on the new Dark Souls 2 DLC at E3 2014. And a WG 101 on Team Fortress 2. Hello and welcome to Worldwide Gaming. I'm your host Ryan.
I'm Vince.
And I'm John.
And we have the forecast coming up, and straight after that, the Watch Dogs review.
It is an awesome game. It is just so much fun.
Yeah, I really need to get around to it. Like, there was a whole lot of hype. It's pretty much the most hyped game of like the last 5 years or so.
I was going to say, it's been
And you
a
still
long
haven't
hype.
played it yet. Come on.
All right, let's go to the forecast.
The snow looks pretty chilly in the upcoming Until Dawn, set for release on the PS3. This one looks a bit cold. The barometer reads -2.
Not for you, at least. Is that it?
Wait till you see it up close. It's got a couple of stories, a jacuzzi.
Finally, I have.
The weather looks to be getting pretty violent for Sniper Elite 3, coming this June for PC, current gen, and last gen consoles. We're a little bit excited for this one. We gave it a 1.
So we have an XP leveling system where you can rank up. So we track the quality of your shots, the range you did them over, whether they're premeditated trap drops or placing of mines.
Woher kommen diese vielen Generäle?
It's raining nuts and bolts in the upcoming shooter Guns N' Robots. We're not really looking forward to this one, with the barometer reading -2.
We always hear about different mediums crossing over into others. Child of Light, developed by Ubisoft Montreal, is kind of like a child's fairy tale. A fairy tale with RPG elements and a fantastic battle system, even if the actual dialogue itself can become a bit tiresome.
Child, tuck yourself in bed and let me tell a story of Lemuria, a long-lost kingdom.
In Child of Light, you play as Aurora, daughter of a duke in Austria in the year 1895. After becoming sick, you fall asleep and awaken in the mystical world of Lemuria, a place where the sun, moon, and stars have been stolen by the Black Queen. All the story in this game is told through rhymes, however with so much dialogue, you can imagine it starts to become a little draining after the approximate 8 hours it takes to complete. The saving grace, however, is a side character called Rubella, who will frequently not end her sentences with a rhyme, forcing the other characters to correct her. It added a lot of humour into the game, and made reading poem after poem a little more enjoyable. The first thing you will notice about Child of Light is that it looks stunning. It's been made in the UbiArt engine, which was created for the recent Rayman games, so it does share some visual similarities, while being uniquely presented as a watercolour painting. The main protagonist, Aurora, however, is a 3D model, which can look out of place and odd on the 2D backgrounds. I get why they did it, as there are some puzzles that require light to be used in a 3D space, but it still doesn't exactly sit right. You won't usually notice this though, as you'll be too busy looking at all the beautiful and varied environments that surround you. The game is pitched as a love letter to JRPGs, and has a really unique and interesting battle system. All actions are based on a timeline that is split into wait and cast. You will usually start at the beginning of the timeline, and be idle until you reach the start of the red cast section. Once there, you will choose what action you want to take, from regular attacks, to spells, to using items. Each action will have a certain time it will take to cast, signifying how long it will take to get to the end of the cast section, where the action will be performed. If a character, be it player or enemy, is attacked while in between the start and end of the cast, they are interrupted and sent back to the wait section of the timeline. It's really satisfying playing a whole battle without the enemy getting the chance to attack you, but requires some careful planning and clever use of actions. Apart from the several party members that accompany you on your journey, a small spirit named Igniculus will follow you as well. He has the ability to shine brightly, which has a large range of uses. In the overworld, you can use Igniculus to solve light puzzles, open chests, heal characters and stun enemies, allowing you to go behind them and sneak up for a surprise attack. All of which is controlled using the right analog stick and left trigger. I find it odd that a lot of bosses can be stunned using Igniculus, as most RPGs won't actually let you get any advantage in boss fights. During battle, Igniculus can steal heal enemies, however if you position him over enemies, he will slow them, making it longer for enemies to progress through the timeline, which adds to the overall strategy in battles and making it that much more enjoyable. You can also let a second player control Igniculus using a separate controller. However, there isn't really any need, as it's easy enough for you to control Aurora and Igniculus at the same time. I found the game pretty easy playing on normal. Even nearing level 40 or so, there was always someone who would level up after every fight. It did however let me explore the expansive skill tree. Each character has their own skill tree with 3 separate branches. Certain skills are unlocked by progressing through each tree, but I found I usually stuck with one branch until I maxed it out, so I would get the most powerful spells as soon as possible. Some spells are definitely more useful than others, with Aurora in particular having some devastating spells. I only died twice in the game, so if you want a challenge, I strongly suggest playing the game in hard mode, but that's not to say normal mode isn't enjoyable. Usually when you say a game like a child's fairy tale, it doesn't conjure images of a grand adventure and such beautiful environments. You also might not expect such a deep battle system, but that's what Child of Light delivers. Any fans of JRPGs, be it turn-based or real-time, should definitely consider checking this one out.
Usurper, Umbra, hid from sight. She sent her daughters in her stead. The sun, the stars, and the crescent moon. They pilfered from the sky, extinguished them with the monsoon. Then Umbra's dark creatures conquered the land. Our lives soon snuffed out by a wave of her hand.
Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the show as much as I enjoy spinning in this chair. If you want to check out more of our show, or if you want to catch up on stuff you might have missed out on, check out our YouTube page. If you want to see more of our, funny videos or funny pictures or anything like that, check us out on our Facebook page. We also have a podcast on iTunes.